Hi everyone and welcome to episode 10 of the Beta Battle at Man United, myself versus Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who can get the most out of Man United in the 2019-2020 season. To say that April has been inconsistent is a bit of an understatement. The last time you and I were together was for the Man City game in the Premier League, where we got a 1-0 win, which was really great. Unfortunately, we followed that up with a very, very poor performance against Liverpool in the next match, and we got absolutely thumped by them 4-1. We were never at the game, races, whatever you want to say, never at the races, should I say. And from the word go, we were just absolutely dominated in every way by them. It was very disappointing. Having said that, look what happens next. This is the inconsistent nature of Man United for us in April. We then went into our first leg of the quarterfinal Euro Cup game against PSG at home, and we beat them 3-1 and looked really good doing it, and were never in danger. That their goal came later in the game, and we were well up by that point. But again, following that, a decent win, we then had a very inconsistent game. It was the Wolves game that I finally had to rotate my side again, just to keep everybody fit and healthy for upcoming matches. And it showed in the Wolves game. The second 11 played did okay, but never really looked like they were going to threaten the goal of Wolves. They didn't really look like they were going to threaten our goal either. And we ended up in a 0-0 stalemate with a very, very dull game. But that leads us through to our second leg of the quarterfinal of the Euro Cup against PSG. We're 3-1 up from the first game, which is absolutely brilliant. Gives us a really good opportunity to get into the semi-finals. We've got the semi-final of the FA Cup coming up after this against Norwich. Then we've got Premier League matches booked in. Hopefully there'll be semi-finals of the Euro Cup and a final of the FA Cup, but that's for a later point. Today, we've got to get the job finished off against PSG. Always going to be difficult, especially away from home in Paris, but we're going to have to give it as good a go as we can. So, what have we got? We've got everybody pretty much fit and healthy. We've got Mabry, who's unregistered because of when he was brought into the squad, having had to sell Fred. But having said that, Mabry's come in, and look at that. 7.34 average rating over 5 first team appearances, 1 goal in there. He's been doing very, very well. Another FA Cup game as well, which wasn't such a good game, but even so, I've been very impressed by him, and his attributes are improving all the time, and his ability to play the position that I want him to play is improving all the time. Real one for the future, that one. If you're running your own FM saves and looking for somebody to play the attacking midfield line for the future, at the start of the game he's 16, having just come into Man United, so you won't get him out easily, but he's a very, very good young prospect. Anyway, he can't play today because he's unregistered. We've got Romero, who picked up a little bit of a knock. It's out for a couple of days, but won't be playing today anyway. Other than that, everybody else is pretty much on top conditioning and match sharpness for this sort of time of year. So I'm very happy with that. So it's back to our first 11. So we got De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka at right back, Luke Shaw at left back, Lindelof and Maguire in central defence, Pereira, McTominay, Pogba in central midfield, Lingard on the right, Rashford on the left, Dembele up top, with Bailly, Dalot, Chowdhury, Cook, Bowen, James and Martial on the bench. So let's get into this second leg against PSG, 3-1 up, and see what happens. So you can see, as well as all of the stars of their show, Cavani, Neymar and Mbappe, they've also got Ander Herrera, former Man United guy, in their midfield. So he played last game, and the news feed suggested that we'd got one over on him. That wasn't my intention necessarily, but I'm kind of glad that we did. But you can see that they are a very strong outfit. But we're at full strength, so 3-1 up from the first game is a very good heads up to have, and hopefully we can make the most of it and get through to the semi-final of the Euro Cup. So what are we going to do in terms of a team talk? Well, let's go in, and assertively we're going to say we cannot allow complacency to undo all the good work done in the first leg. Go out there and treat this as if you were starting from scratch, basically. That got a lot of focus. Look at that. That's great. So I'm going to end it at that point and go straight out into the game and see if we can get a good start in this second leg, and see if we can cement our place in the semi-final early on and sort of kill off the game early and not give them a sniff. So here's an opportunity for us to build up from the back. McTominay in the sort of defensive area, picking up the ball from the throw-in. It goes wide right to Wan-Bissaka. Down the line for Lingard, who's going to get onto that loose ball down the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Rashford with the header on the far side of the 6-yard box, but it goes sailing over the top of the bar. Good ball through. Good cross in. Unfortunate with the effort from Rashford. That was a great free kick and the near post by Pereira, and we almost latched onto the loose ball, but they get it cleared for a corner. Corner comes in, comes back out again. There's the shot by Rashford again. Did that hit the crossbar? I think it did. And the goalkeeper saved it, but we're really piling on the pressure. Pereira with the corner kick again comes partially out, but Lindelof picks up the loose ball, comes all the way back to our halfway line. Doesn't seem to know where he wanted to go for a minute there. Shaw picks it up though, puts a killer ball through to Pereira, and that's Andrea Pereira at his very best. Was involved in the initial attack off the corner kick. Ball goes right the way deep, eventually comes back again. Look at this ball from Luke Shaw. Picks it up and pings a really, really lovely ball to the on-running Pereira, who takes it in his stride, gets it out of his feet, and then powers the shot past Navas. And we take a 1-0 lead in this game and a 4-1 up after 14 minutes of the second leg. So that's just tremendous. That's an amazing opportunity for us to really cement ourselves into the semi-finals. But Andrea Pereira, I've been saying it all the way through this series, he's a really, really good player on Football Manager. If you just use him in the right way on that attacking Mexala and put him on free kicks and corners, etc., he's really, really good. And I'm sure you could probably get him out of Man United easier than maybe Mabry, being a youngster and coming into the club so soon before the start of the game. There's a through ball for Cavani, but De Gea stands up strong and gets the hand on it and pushes it round the post and ultimately doesn't trouble the goal. And I think we're doing brilliantly well. Half an hour gone, we're 1 up in the game. We're 4-1 up on aggregate. We are dominating the chances. We're a little bit low on possession, but you'd expect that for PSG at home. But look at that, some anxiety in their forward ranks, which is really encouraging. So they're not at their best. We're doing really well. So passionately, we're going to say, I'm very happy, keep it up. And we're just going to send them straight back out again. Luke Shaw looks to be a little bit lower than everybody else in terms of conditioning, so he may come off in the second half. But yes, why not just send them straight back out again? We've got a comfortable lead. Everybody's playing pretty well. Although Pogba, 6.5. Not happy about that, Paul. You need to up your game a little bit, otherwise you'll be making way in the second half as well. But I've kind of run out of things to say, really. It's just going so well. 70 minutes, there's the point to stop. Look and see where we're at. Shaw, as I say, is lacking a little bit in terms of match conditioning, so we will change him for Dalot, who can play that role. Where's Pogba? He's still on 6.6. Not good enough, Pogba. Cook's been playing well recently, so he's going to come in and finish the game off. And again, up top, we've got a 6.6 from Dembele, so Martial will finish off the game. The rest of them, in terms of conditioning, will just have to make it through the game, and then we can rest them in the coming days against Norwich in the FA Cup, potentially. So, yeah, here we go. For the last 10 minutes, can PSG mount any form of comeback? Or are we going to sail through? Here they come, and an opportunity for Draxler on the far post goes over the top of the bar. Didn't really challenge De Gea at all. Again with a long throw. Oh no, they took it short down their left-hand side, but we get a foot in. Andrea Pereira again with the foot in and half clears it, but it comes back at us through Draxler. But again with a good foot in from Pereira onto Martial. Can he use his pace to get away? He can't, but he uses Rashford's pace instead, who finds a good ball out to Lingard. Plenty of space for the cross in. Martial, Rashford on the back post, but it was just too much of a narrow shot trajectory, wasn't it? And he put it into the side netting. Corner comes in for PSG, but De Gea plucks it out of the air, no problems. Right at him, wasn't it? Really disappointing header from their point of view. Very, very good header from our point of view. We play a bit dangerously round the back, but eventually we get it cleared. McTominay clears up the loose ball up to Martial, back to McTominay, keeping the ball nicely at the back. There's a good ball out to Lingard, who spreads it wide to Rashford. Again, back out to Lingard. They're playing 1-2s right away across the sides of the pitch, it feels like. But then we ran into a bit of a brick wall and lose the ball. Ball goes over the top, Icardi onto it. Can we maintain the clean sheet? We can. And he didn't get anywhere near our goal on that one, did he, really? De Gea had absolutely nothing to do. Time's ticking by. We've got maybe 10 seconds left of the game before the whistle, and we're going to go through to the semi-finals of the Euro Cup quite comfortably in the end against PSG. They had one or two moments, but through the two legs, we were very, very dominant. Are they going to put the kibosh on that and get one goal at the end? No, not quite. De Gea parries it onto the bar and we get it cleared, and there's the final whistle. And what a brilliant two-legged performance from our boys. So we're going to have to go in there full throttle and say passionate. I'm very pleased with that. They've done brilliantly well. And that sets us through to the semi-finals of the Euro Cup and gets rid of a really big scalp in PSG. So let's go and see what that means in terms of the semi-final draw. The semi-final draw's already been made. I can't quite remember who it was that we would end up with potentially. Let's go and have a look, see if we can find that out. Quarterfinal, semi-final. So we're going to either get Bayer Leverkusen or Lazio, and I would suggest they're not better than PSG, are they? So again, there's a real opportunity for us to move through if we get a good performance, but we have to play well. In the others, you can see there that Arsenal are in that side of the draw. What a great game that would be if we got Arsenal in the final. But that's for another day. We'll have to check out that in the next couple of episodes. So in terms of the next episode, what we're going to do, we're going to come back and we're going to play... I think we're going to stick with what we were intended to do and play the Tottenham match. And then potentially we've got all sorts of finals and semi-finals coming up if it goes well for us in the next few weeks. So that might put a couple more episodes in at this point at the end of the season. So that will do it for today. If you enjoyed this particular series so far, then why not subscribe to the channel, keep up to date with the videos. If you enjoyed this particular episode, then why not click a like on it for me, help me get seen by other people. It's important for the growth of my channel. If you're playing Football Manager yourself, I hope you're enjoying it. Let me know how you're getting on in the comments below. But until next time, take care of yourselves. I will see you soon, and bye for now.